Hey guys, it's Adam. Welcome back to another superhero preview for our Pengy Pals superheroes. Today we're talking about Hikori, who's the anime, sushi, sumo loving Emperor Penguin. I really love the art on this character. I think it's my favorite. So I want to shout out to our artist Jack Ho, who kind of took the idea of a samurai sumo Emperor Penguin and really brought it to life, especially with his su shield, as we call it. It's a sushi shield. So really kind of fun. But anyways, to the character sheet itself. So one of the cool things about Hikori is he has the most health out of any Pengy Pal with 17. But to counter that, he also eats the most fish. So he eats 4 fish during the eating phase. So he kind of consumes most of your more resources than any of your other Pengy Pals. So his special ability is that both dice on his sheet are considered ability dice. So you'll notice on other sheets that they have multiple symbols with an ability and support side, but both of them are considered ability sides. But once per round, you can ignore the enemy's ability reaction from one of his dice. So quickly, I'm going to pull in just one of our enemy sheets just to explain. So you'll notice on all the enemy sheets, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but they have these ability reactions where they do kind of these bad things back to the Pengy Pals when they use dice. For example, if you use a damage die, Walter, this enemy, will deal 2 damage to each pal. So whenever we're talking about Hikori's dice and his dice slots, he can once per round ignore one of the reactions from one of the dice whenever he uses it. So he's kind of powerful in some ways because he's the only Pengy Pal that can use an attack die and then ignore the enemies and do damage and ignore the enemy's reaction. So, like I said, he's got 2 ability dice slots. If you use a die in either of the dice slots, he can do any of the following 3 things. So an attack die, he can deal 4 damage to an enemy. With a heart die, he can heal Hikori, heal himself 4 health. Or with a card draw die, he can deal or draw 2 cards. So he's kind of not as much of a support character as maybe some of the other ones, but he has a lot of ways with his cards and things to kind of negate damage being dealt to other Pengy Pals and things like that. We move down to his superpower. So once you've collected all the dice that match the symbols below throughout the game, it increases his damage dealt and his hearts healed by his dice by 1 for the rest of the game. So his dice become even more powerful, dealing 5 damage and healing 5 health instead of the 4 and 4 that's listed on the card. So that is the preview for Hikori. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you get to play as Hikori and play Pengy Pals really soon.